Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, and all those who are here today with open hearts and minds, I'm here to talk about something powerful, something profound, and something that has the ability to change the world. Let me tell you something, you might not have heard it enough, but I'm here to remind you, a woman is the protector of your generations. You hear me? The protector of your generations. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what does that mean? But let me break it down for you. First off, let's start with something we all understand. Women are the heartbeat of any community. They are the caregivers, the mentors, the ones who nurture and guide us from the moment we take our first breath. They raise us, protect us, teach us, whether they're your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your aunt, or any woman who has been in your life. They've been there for you. They shaped you into who you are today, and they continue to shape the generations that come after us. And let me tell you, they don't do it because it's easy. No, they do it because they're built for this. Resilience? Strength? I don't know anyone who's stronger than a woman who's faced challenges and still gets up, day after day, ready to fight for her family, ready to fight for her community. She's the backbone that holds the future together. She's the protector. She's the one who ensures that the story doesn't end here. But you see, it's not just about the day-to-day survival. It's about passing down something more precious than gold: wisdom, culture, values. A woman is the keeper of traditions, the one who whispers stories of our ancestors to the next generation. She teaches us who we are and where we come from, so we never forget. And if we never forget where we came from, we won't lose sight of where we're going. That's how you build a legacy. Now, we can't talk about protecting future generations without talking about education. It's simple. When a woman is educated, she doesn't just change her life. She changes the lives of everyone around her. She raises children who will go on to do great things. She strengthens communities. She builds societies. The more we invest in women's education, the more we invest in the future of humanity. It's not a side issue, it's the issue. And don't get me started on economics. I don't care where you are in the world, you better believe that when women thrive, economies thrive. Women lead businesses, they lead teams, they work in all sectors, and they do it with grace, intelligence, and drive. They contribute to the stability and prosperity that supports the future. But beyond all of that, there's something even deeper: empathy. A woman has the ability to feel what others feel, to protect not just her own, but those around her. She knows the value of looking out for each other, of raising children who know right from wrong, who will go on to do the same for their children. She knows that the future of every generation rests in the hands of those who care enough to protect it. So let me say this to you again, loud and clear: a woman is the protector of your generations. She is the strength. She is the wisdom. She is the future. And we must honor her, support her, and stand beside her every step of the way. Now I want to talk about this in detail. Throughout history, women have consistently held a central role in shaping the future of families, communities, and nations. The power and influence women exert in their role as caregivers and mentors cannot be overstated. From the moment a child is born, it is often a woman, whether a mother, grandmother, aunt, or elder sister, who is the first to provide the nurturing care essential for survival and growth. This initial bond of care, love, and protection serves as the foundation upon which a child builds their emotional and intellectual well-being. Women have an innate ability to foster trust, empathy, and emotional stability, qualities that are essential for a healthy upbringing. As caregivers, women not only ensure the physical survival of the next generation, but also contribute to the emotional, social, and psychological development of children. This caregiving role begins from the very first moments of a child's life and continues through adolescence and even into adulthood. The primary caregiver is often the one who provides the emotional security that allows a child to navigate the complexities of life, offering a steady source of love and reassurance. Women, as caregivers, are also responsible for creating a nurturing environment in which children can thrive. They ensure that their children's basic needs such as food, shelter, and health are met, but they go beyond that. A woman's role as a caregiver is about teaching the next generation how to engage with the world. Women instill essential life lessons such as the importance of kindness, patience, perseverance, and empathy. They teach children how to approach challenges, how to handle disappointment, and how to learn from mistakes. These lessons form the emotional and mental framework that helps children succeed later in life. But caregiving doesn't end with the mother-child relationship. Women serve as mentors to the wider community, guiding and shaping the future of many children, not just their own. They often take on the roles of teachers, leaders, and counselors in their communities. A mother, for instance, may raise not only her own children, but may also play a significant role in the care of nieces, nephews, and neighbors. The sense of responsibility that many women feel toward others outside of their immediate family is a reflection of their deeply ingrained belief in the value of nurturing and educating the next generation. In many societies, women are the first to teach children how to communicate, how to share, and how to form relationships with others. They help to build a child's character and personality by modeling behavior and providing guidance. A child's first role models are often the women in their lives, mothers, grandmothers, or elder sisters. These role models teach children not just how to survive in the world, but how to succeed with integrity, compassion, and dignity. The influence of women as mentors extends far beyond the family unit. In many cultures, women are the custodians of traditional knowledge, arts, and practices, passing down valuable wisdom to the next generation. This could include storytelling, agricultural practices, healing traditions, or leadership principles. Women are the keepers of culture, and as they mentor the young, they ensure that essential knowledge is not lost and continues to benefit future generations. One cannot underestimate the power of women's mentorship in shaping the aspirations and goals of young people. A woman's encouragement can be the spark that inspires a child to pursue their dreams. Whether in formal settings like schools or informal ones like homes and community spaces, women often help children recognize their potential and help them find the path to self-actualization. This guidance empowers the young to make informed decisions, overcome obstacles, and develop their own sense of purpose. Mentorship, in the context of women's role as caregivers, is not just about teaching the technicalities of life, it's about providing children with the emotional tools they need to face challenges with resilience and strength. Women teach young people how to be compassionate, responsible, and caring individuals, qualities that are necessary for fostering strong, stable communities. They help children understand their place in the world and encourage them to contribute positively to society. Furthermore, in many parts of the world, women are also taking on the role of community leaders, fighting for social justice, equity, and equal rights for future generations. Their advocacy ensures that the well-being of the next generation is prioritized and that resources and opportunities are more equitably distributed. Women's leadership in advocating for better education, healthcare, and legal rights helps protect and improve the lives of not just their own children, but of entire communities. The role of women as caregivers and mentors is one that is vital, both on an individual and societal level. Women provide the love, care, and guidance that form the bedrock of a child's emotional and social development. They are not just caregivers to their own children, but mentors to the wider community, instilling values, wisdom, and traditions that ensure the continuity of culture and knowledge across generations. Their influence is immeasurable, and their role as protectors of the next generation is one that cannot be overlooked. Through their care, leadership, and mentorship, women shape the future of every generation, creating a world where love, understanding, and compassion thrive. When we talk about strength and resilience, we are not just speaking about physical power, but about the enduring ability to persevere through hardship, to rise up when faced with challenges, and to overcome obstacles with unwavering determination. Women, throughout history and across all cultures, have consistently displayed an extraordinary level of strength and resilience. Whether in the face of personal hardships, societal challenges, or the pressures of life, women have continued to rise, protect, and propel future generations forward. Resilience, in particular, is the capacity to bounce back after adversity. It's not simply about enduring, it's about overcoming, evolving, and becoming stronger. Women have long been exemplars of this characteristic. Their lives often involve navigating multiple challenges, ranging from domestic responsibilities to professional demands, all while managing societal expectations, often with very little recognition. And yet, time and time again, women rise above these pressures, showing a level of tenacity and resolve that cannot be ignored. The strength of women is seen in the resilience they demonstrate in the face of adversity. It might be the single mother working multiple jobs to provide for her children. It might be the woman facing gender-based discrimination, yet still forging ahead in her career, breaking barriers and setting new standards for the generations to come. It might be the woman who has endured personal loss, trauma, or hardship, yet continues to show up every day, fighting not just for her own survival, but for the well-being and success of others. These examples of resilience are not isolated, they are lived experiences for millions of women around the world. In fact, a woman's strength and resilience are often magnified in times of crisis. When the world around her falls apart, a woman's ability to hold things together for her family, her community, and sometimes even for herself is nothing short of remarkable. When war, famine, or disaster strikes, women are often the ones who step forward to protect their children, tend to the sick, and rebuild communities from the ground up. In moments of societal collapse or upheaval, women have shown the world that, even in the darkest times, they have the strength to rebuild and restore what has been broken. Consider the many historical examples where women have stood as pillars of resilience in the face of war. From the women of the World War II era, who worked tirelessly in factories, served in the military, and supported their families while their men were away, to women in conflict zones today who care for displaced families, teach children in refugee camps, and rebuild communities after war. Women have always been a foundation of endurance. They are the unsung heroes of history, enduring through hardship and never relinquishing their duty to protect and nurture the generations that follow. The resilience of women is not only seen in times of conflict or trauma, but also in the everyday battles they face. It's in the small daily moments where women confront systemic inequalities, cultural pressures, and economic struggles. Yet despite these challenges, they persist. They rise with an inner strength that allows them to push forward, to educate their children, to build businesses, to excel in their careers, and to contribute to their communities. It's in their ability to maintain their focus, to keep going even when the road seems impossibly hard, that we see the true essence of resilience. Moreover, a woman's strength is not just an individual trait, it's a collective one. Women often form tight-knit networks of support, lifting one another up, sharing resources, offering emotional support, and providing guidance. This sense of sisterhood is a testament to the incredible strength that women draw from one another. In many ways, this collective resilience allows women to push through obstacles that might seem insurmountable if faced alone. It's the community spirit that emerges when women support one another that amplifies their collective strength, making them even more powerful in the fight for justice, equality, and the well-being of future generations. Resilience also manifests in the way women raise their children, especially in difficult circumstances. Despite the hardships they may face, women find ways to protect, nurture, and provide for their families. They instill resilience in the next generation, teaching their children how to bounce back from setbacks, how to keep going when the odds are stacked against them. The lessons of perseverance, grit, and tenacity passed down by resilient women are lessons that stay with children throughout their lives, influencing their own actions and decisions. However, this resilience should not be mistaken for a lack of vulnerability. In fact, true strength is often found in a woman's ability to acknowledge her struggles, to ask for help when needed, and to care for herself just as much as she cares for others. Women show resilience not by pretending to be invincible, but by facing their challenges head-on, seeking support when needed, and remaining committed to their mission, no matter how difficult the journey may be. The strength and resilience of women are forces that cannot be ignored. They have endured centuries of adversity, breaking barriers, overcoming oppression, and still standing tall, ready to protect and build a future for the next generation. Whether facing personal hardships, societal barriers, or global crises, women show us that resilience is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. their strength shapes the future, ensuring that every generation has a fighting chance at success, stability, and prosperity. The resilience of women is the backbone upon which societies stand, and it's the force that ensures the survival and flourishing of future generations. Women have long been the custodians of culture and tradition, safeguarding the emotional and cultural well-being of families and communities across generations. From the earliest days of human civilization, women have played an integral role in the transmission of cultural knowledge, values, beliefs, and practices. Whether through storytelling, rituals, or daily life, women have ensured that the essence of a society's identity is passed down from one generation to the next. This cultural and emotional preservation is essential not only for the survival of heritage, but also for the emotional stability and cohesion of communities and families. The role of women in cultural preservation can be traced back to ancient times when they were often the ones responsible for teaching children the language, customs, and traditions of their ancestors. In many societies, it was the mother who taught her children to speak their native language, the grandmother who told the stories of their forebears, and the aunt who passed down the songs and dances that had been handed down through the ages. These cultural practices were not just forms of entertainment, they were the lifeblood of a society's continuity, preserving important lessons about history, morality, and identity. Women, in their roles as mothers and matriarchs, are the ones who carry the weight of this responsibility. They are the storytellers who weave the fabric of their community's shared history, reminding the next generation of who they are, where they come from, and what values have guided their people through times of peace and struggle. The stories women tell often carry wisdom from the past, providing a moral compass for younger generations and teaching them how to navigate the complexities of the world. Cultural preservation, however, goes beyond the oral transmission of knowledge. It also includes the practices and rituals that shape a community's identity. In many cultures, women are the keepers of sacred traditions and ceremonies that mark important milestones in life, from birth to marriage to death. These rituals provide a sense of continuity and stability, ensuring that important customs are not lost or forgotten. Women play a central role in these rites of passage, guiding the young through these significant moments and ensuring that cultural practices remain intact. Through these rituals, women offer a sense of belonging and identity, reminding each individual their place in the world and the larger community. Beyond cultural practices, women are also instrumental in preserving the emotional fabric of families and communities. The emotional well-being of individuals is often rooted in the strength and stability of the family unit, and women, as primary caregivers, are responsible for nurturing the emotional health of those around them. They provide love, empathy, and support, ensuring that family members feel safe, valued, and heard. This emotional preservation is just as important as cultural preservation because it forms the foundation upon which healthy relationships and strong communities are built. The emotional wisdom women impart is often passed down through generations. From the advice given to a daughter on how to deal with heartbreak to the lessons shared with a son about how to be compassionate and respectful, women teach their children how to manage their emotions, build relationships, and navigate life's challenges. They teach the next generation how to cope with loss, how to express love, and how to support one another through times of difficulty. This emotional guidance ensures that future generations are not only capable of surviving but thriving in a complex and often turbulent world. Women also play a key role in maintaining the social and emotional cohesion of communities. In many societies, women are the ones who organize gatherings, celebrations, and community events. These events, whether they are family reunions, religious festivals, or public ceremonies, provide opportunities for people to come together, share experiences, and strengthen their bonds. Women create spaces for connection and support, ensuring that the emotional well-being of the community is prioritized. In doing so, they cultivate a sense of belonging and unity that helps individuals weather the challenges they face in their daily lives. Cultural and emotional preservation, however, is not just about maintaining the status quo, it is also about adaptation. Women are often the ones who navigate the intersection of tradition and modernity, ensuring that while important cultural practices are preserved, they can also evolve to meet the needs of contemporary society. This adaptability allows for the continuation of cultural traditions in a way that remains relevant and meaningful to future generations. Women's ability to balance tradition with change ensures that cultures are not static but are living, breathing entities that evolve over time while maintaining their core values and identity. The role of women in cultural and emotional preservation also extends beyond their immediate families or communities. Women play a significant role in ensuring the cultural survival of entire nations, particularly in the face of globalization and social change. As the world becomes more interconnected, there is an increasing risk of cultural homogenization, where unique cultural practices and identities are lost or diluted. Women, however, continue to fight for the preservation of their cultural heritage, often leading efforts to protect traditional languages, art forms, and practices. They advocate for the recognition and protection of cultural diversity, ensuring that the richness of human experience is not lost in the face of modernization. The role of women in cultural and emotional preservation is fundamental to the survival and flourishing of societies. Through their nurturing care, women pass down cultural knowledge, emotional wisdom, and the values that bind communities together. They preserve traditions, teach the next generation how to navigate the complexities of life, and ensure that the emotional well-being of individuals is prioritized. Women are the living links between the past and the future, ensuring that cultures remain vibrant, relevant, and connected. Their contributions to cultural and emotional preservation are invaluable, shaping not only the identities of individuals, but also the very fabric of society itself. Education is one of the most powerful tools for social change, and when it comes to shaping the future, the education of women is paramount. The impact of women's education goes beyond just improving the individual's life. It has a ripple effect on families, communities, and societies at large. Educating women is not just an investment in their future, it is an investment in the future of generations to come. The profound role that educated women play in creating healthier, more prosperous, and more equitable societies cannot be overstated. Historically, women's access to education has been limited by various factors, including societal norms, gender discrimination, and economic barriers. In many parts of the world, girls were once denied education in favor of their male counterparts, under the belief that women's roles were primarily in the home. However, as women have fought for their rights and access to education, the benefits of educating women have become increasingly clear. Today, we recognize that the education of women is not only a fundamental human right, but also a critical driver of sustainable development. When a woman is educated, she is equipped with the knowledge and skills necessary to contribute meaningfully to society. Education empowers women to become self-sufficient, confident, and capable of making informed decisions about their lives. An educated woman has the tools to pursue her career, to engage in politics and leadership, and to advocate for her rights and the rights of others. This empowerment opens doors to economic opportunities, enabling women to become financially independent and contribute to the economy in ways that were once unavailable to them. The economic impact of women's education is far-reaching. Studies have shown that when women are educated, they are more likely to secure better-paying jobs, start businesses, and become active participants in the workforce. Educated women are also more likely to invest in their family's well-being, providing better healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities for their children. This, in turn, creates a cycle of positive change, where each generation is better educated and more financially stable than the last. The broader economy benefits as well, as the inclusion of women in the workforce leads to increased productivity, innovation, and economic growth. Beyond the economic benefits, education also plays a vital role in improving women's health and well-being. Educated women are more likely to have access to healthcare, understand the importance of sanitation and nutrition, and make informed choices about their health. They are also more likely to delay marriage and childbirth, which leads to better maternal and child health outcomes. The education of women has been shown to reduce rates of child mortality, lower the incidence of diseases like HIV/AIDS, and improve overall life expectancy. Educated women are not only healthier themselves, but are also more likely to ensure the health and well-being of their families. In addition to personal and family benefits, women's education has a profound impact on the larger community. Educated women are more likely to participate in civic activities such as voting, volunteering, and engaging in community development efforts. They become advocates for social change, pushing for policies that benefit not only themselves but also their families and communities. For example, women's participation in politics and leadership positions has been shown to lead to more inclusive and representative decision-making, addressing issues like gender equality, healthcare, education, and poverty reduction. Women's voices in governance contribute to the development of policies that promote the welfare of the entire population. Furthermore, educating women has a positive impact on gender equality. When women have access to education, they gain the knowledge and confidence to challenge discriminatory practices and fight for their rights. Educated women are more likely to understand the importance of gender equality and to take action to ensure that their daughters and sons have the same opportunities in life. As women achieve greater educational levels, they are better equipped to challenge traditional gender roles and to pave the way for future generations to live in a world where gender does not dictate the opportunities available to them. The impact of women's education also extends to the preservation of cultural traditions and social values. Educated women are often the ones who pass on the knowledge of their culture to the next generation. They preserve languages, arts, and customs, ensuring that the next generation is aware of their heritage. Moreover, educated women are more likely to instill the value of education in their children, setting them on a path of lifelong learning. This has a long-term impact on breaking the cycle of poverty and improving social mobility within families and communities. Despite the clear benefits of educating women, there are still significant barriers to education in many parts of the world. These barriers include poverty, cultural norms that prioritize boys' education, and the lack of access to quality schools. In some regions, girls face additional challenges such as early marriage, violence, and gender-based discrimination. The global community must work to ensure that all girls and women have access to the education they deserve, regardless of their background or circumstances. This means investing in schools, providing scholarships, and addressing cultural barriers that prevent girls from attending school. In conclusion, the education of women is one of the most powerful catalysts for positive change in society. Educated women contribute to the well-being of their families, the growth of their communities, and the prosperity of their nations. They play a vital role in breaking the cycle of poverty, improving health outcomes, and promoting gender equality. By empowering women through education, we are not only investing in the future of women themselves, but also in the future of entire generations. It is through the education of women that we build a brighter, more equitable, and more sustainable world for all. The economic development of any society hinges on the contributions of its people, and women, though often overlooked in traditional economic analyses, play an essential and multifaceted role in driving economic progress. Women's contributions to economic development are wide-reaching, encompassing everything from entrepreneurial endeavors to labor force participation, to the impact they have as consumers, investors, and agents of change. It's increasingly clear that empowering women is not only a matter of social justice, but also a cornerstone of economic prosperity. Historically, women's work has been undervalued and often invisible in economic metrics. Much of women's labor has been confined to the domestic sphere, where they have played a critical role in maintaining households, raising children, and supporting the well-being of their families. While these tasks are not always recognized in GDP measurements, they are essential for the functioning of society and have profound economic implications. The unpaid labor performed by women, such as caregiving and homemaking, supports the paid labor force and makes it possible for economies to function smoothly. When women's contributions are properly valued, the economic impact becomes much clearer. As women have gained greater access to education and the workforce, their contributions to the formal economy have grown exponentially. Women's labor force participation has been a key driver of economic growth, particularly in the second half of the 20th century. As women entered sectors previously dominated by men, including manufacturing, healthcare, finance, and technology, they brought new perspectives, innovation, and productivity. Women's involvement in the economy has helped diversify industries, improve competitiveness, and promote a more inclusive growth model. Economies with higher female participation in the workforce tend to experience higher levels of overall productivity, which directly contributes to national economic growth. The entrepreneurial spirit of women is another critical element of their contribution to economic development. In recent decades, women have become powerful entrepreneurs, creating businesses, generating jobs, and fostering innovation. Whether in the form of small businesses, tech startups, or social enterprises, women entrepreneurs are reshaping industries and driving economic progress. Women are also more likely to invest in their communities, ensuring that their enterprises provide not just financial returns, but also positive social outcomes. This includes providing employment for other women, offering products or services that benefit families, and contributing to community well-being through charitable or philanthropic endeavors. Women's economic contributions are particularly significant in developing countries, where women have increasingly become key agents of change. In many parts of the world, women are the backbone of the informal economy, engaging in agricultural production, local trade, and small-scale manufacturing. In rural areas, women contribute to agricultural output and food security, ensuring that families are nourished and local markets are supplied. Through microfinance programs, women have been able to gain access to credit and start small businesses, which has led to improvements in economic stability and poverty reduction. As women have gained more control over financial resources, they have been able to invest in their education, health, and families, which in turn creates a cycle of prosperity that benefits entire communities. One of the most significant ways women contribute to economic development is through their roles as caregivers. While caregiving is often seen as a private responsibility, it has profound economic implications. Women provide care for children, the elderly, and the sick, and this care enables other family members to participate in the labor market. Without the unpaid caregiving work that women provide, many economies would struggle to function. Women's caregiving also directly impacts the future workforce. By raising the next generation, women ensure that children grow up healthy, educated, and prepared to contribute to the economy. In this way, women's work in caregiving and child rearing can be seen as an investment in the future productivity and stability of a nation. Furthermore, women's economic empowerment is intrinsically linked to the empowerment of future generations. When women have access to economic resources, they are more likely to invest in their children's education, health, and well-being, creating a positive cycle that promotes long-term economic development. Studies have shown that when women control household income, there is a greater likelihood that the money will be spent on the education and health of their children, particularly daughters. This helps break the cycle of poverty, improves human capital, and contributes to the future economic potential of the next generation. Despite the many contributions women make to economic development, there are still significant barriers to their full economic participation. Gender inequality remains pervasive in many parts of the world, limiting women's access to the same economic opportunities as men. Women are often paid less than men for the same work, and they face barriers to entering higher-paying industries and leadership roles. In addition, women often bear a disproportionate share of unpaid care work, which limits their ability to fully participate in the formal economy. In many countries, discriminatory laws, cultural norms, and lack of access to financial resources and education further restrict women's economic opportunities. Addressing these barriers is not only a matter of fairness, it is an economic imperative. When women have equal access to education, healthcare, and job opportunities, they are more likely to contribute to economic growth, productivity, and innovation. Countries that promote gender equality and empower women economically experience higher levels of growth and development. Research shows that closing the gender gap in the workforce could significantly boost global GDP. Thus, investing in women's economic empowerment is not only a moral obligation, but also a smart economic strategy. The economic contributions of women are vast and varied, and they are essential for sustainable development and prosperity. From their roles as entrepreneurs and labor force participants to their vital work in caregiving and community building, women drive economic growth and social stability. When women are empowered economically, everyone benefits, families thrive, communities grow, and nations become more prosperous. Ensuring that women have access to the education, resources, and opportunities they need to succeed is one of the most important investments we can make in the future of our world. Empowering women is not just about improving the lives of women, it's about improving the lives of all people today and for generations to come. Women's role in leadership and decision-making has long been undervalued in many societies, yet their contributions in these areas are essential for creating inclusive, dynamic, and equitable communities. As leaders, women bring unique perspectives, collaborative approaches, and a focus on long-term social welfare that are vital for effective decision-making. The inclusion of women in leadership positions not only leads to more equitable outcomes, but also enhances the quality of decisions made in political, economic, social, and cultural spheres. Their participation in leadership is no longer just a matter of fairness, but a strategic necessity for the prosperity and well-being of any society. In many societies, traditional gender norms have limited women's access to leadership positions, often relegating them to secondary roles or confining them to the private sphere. Despite these barriers, women have continually shown resilience and determination in rising to leadership roles, whether in politics, business, social movements, or community organizations. Women have demonstrated time and time again that they are capable of making transformative changes in the world, leading organizations, countries, and communities toward progress, equity, and prosperity. One of the key reasons why women's leadership is so essential is the diversity of perspective it brings to decision-making. Leadership that includes women is more likely to be inclusive, considering the needs of all people, not just those of a particular group or gender. This diversity in perspective leads to more comprehensive and effective policies that take into account the broader range of societal issues. For example, women leaders are often more likely to prioritize issues such as healthcare, education, poverty alleviation, and gender equality, issues that are integral to the well-being of society as a whole. In doing so, women bring a unique and critical approach to governance, creating policies that consider the diverse needs of their populations. Women's leadership also emphasizes collaboration and consensus building. While traditional leadership styles have often valued a top-down, authoritarian approach, many women leaders focus on building relationships and fostering cooperation. This collaborative style can be particularly effective in achieving sustainable long-term change. By involving a wide range of voices and perspectives in decision-making, women are able to create environments that encourage cooperation and dialogue, leading to more cohesive, harmonious communities. In contrast to divisive leadership, women often prioritize bringing people together, reducing conflict, and promoting social cohesion. Furthermore, women leaders often display exceptional emotional intelligence and empathy, qualities that are vital for effective leadership. Emotional intelligence allows leaders to navigate complex social dynamics, understand the needs of others, and create policies that promote the well-being of all. Women's ability to connect with people on an emotional level allows them to foster trust and create meaningful change. Empathy is especially important in leadership because it allows leaders to approach problems with a deeper understanding of their impact on individuals and communities. Whether responding to a crisis or designing policies, women leaders often bring a human-centered approach that prioritizes the health, safety, and dignity of all individuals. Women's leadership also has a profound impact on economic decision-making. Studies have shown that gender-diverse leadership teams tend to make better decisions in terms of financial management, organizational strategy, and risk assessment. Women are known for their ability to think strategically and for their attention to detail, both of which are crucial for managing resources effectively and ensuring long-term sustainability. Furthermore, when women are involved in economic decision-making, there is a higher likelihood of equitable wealth distribution and the creation of opportunities for all members of society. Women leaders are more likely to support policies that promote economic empowerment, workplace equality, and the welfare of marginalized groups, thus creating a more balanced and inclusive economy. In addition to their roles in governance and business, women's leadership is essential in social and community spheres. Women are often at the forefront of social justice movements, advocating for equality, environmental sustainability, and the rights of marginalized groups. From grassroots organizing to international advocacy, women have been instrumental in challenging injustices and creating systemic change. Their leadership in social movements has led to significant progress in areas such as civil rights, labor rights, reproductive rights, and environmental protection. The leadership of women in these movements not only changes laws and policies, but also shifts societal attitudes, creating a cultural shift toward greater respect for human rights and dignity. Moreover, women's leadership has been shown to have positive effects on the next generation of leaders. When girls and young women see women in leadership roles, it inspires them to believe in their own potential and to aspire to positions of power and influence. This representation is critical for breaking down gender stereotypes and empowering young women to pursue careers in fields that have traditionally been male-dominated, such as politics, business, and technology. By seeing women succeed as leaders, young people are more likely to view leadership as something that is accessible to everyone, regardless of gender. However, despite the progress made, women are still underrepresented in leadership positions across many sectors. Gender inequality persists in political offices, corporate boards, and even in community leadership roles. This underrepresentation limits the diversity of thought and hampers the development of policies that address the needs of all members of society. In many cases, women face significant barriers to leadership, including societal stereotypes, discrimination, and a lack of support structures. It is crucial that we continue to challenge these barriers and create opportunities for women to ascend to leadership positions. Women's leadership is a critical factor in shaping the future of our societies. Women bring a unique and valuable perspective to decision-making, one that emphasizes inclusivity, collaboration, empathy, and long-term sustainability. By encouraging and supporting women in leadership roles, we create more equitable, prosperous, and just societies. Women leaders not only enhance the quality of governance and decision-making, but also inspire future generations to strive for leadership and make positive change in their communities. As we continue to break down barriers and challenge gender stereotypes, we will unlock the full potential of women's leadership, leading to a more inclusive and empowered world for all. The role of women as protectors of generations extends far beyond the confines of traditional expectations, touching every facet of society from cultural preservation and emotional well-being to economic development, education, and leadership. Women are not merely passive players in the shaping of society, they are the driving force behind its growth, resilience, and sustainability. Through their nurturing spirit, intellectual contributions, and leadership, women provide the foundation upon which future generations stand. From the home to the global stage, women act as stewards of culture, educators of the next generation, and leaders shaping policy and economic direction. Their empowerment is not just a moral imperative, but a necessary condition for the advancement of society as a whole. When women are given the opportunity to lead, to learn, and to thrive, entire communities and nations are transformed, creating a ripple effect that uplifts families, economies, and future generations. As we continue to address the barriers that limit women's potential, we must recognize that their contributions are not only vital to the survival of cultural and social systems, but are also essential for the dynamic, sustainable growth of economies and the evolution of leadership practices. The future depends on empowering women in every arena, ensuring they have the tools, opportunities, and respect to contribute fully to the world around them. Let us as a society foster environments where women's voices are heard, their contributions are celebrated, and their leadership is nurtured. By doing so, we secure a future where all generations past, present, and future are protected, nurtured, and empowered to flourish. The protection of future generations is not just a role for women, it is a shared responsibility to create a world that recognizes, values, and uplifts the foundational strength that women provide.